tasty beers. Open up your mouth holes and open up your ears for... Booze and Brews! Booze and Brews! Everybody listen to Booze and Brews! Booze and Brews! Booze and Brews!
You covered your mouth this
I
time.
know.
You're like, I don't want the breathing to be...
I am nervous because this time it was not just one shut up, it was multiple shut ups.
It was multiple
It was
shut-ups.
shut up, shut up, shut up. Go. Hand gesture.
There's been a lot of yakking.
Yeah.
You two. Time to act like professionals.
I know. I haven't seen you in an entire week. So
One whole week.
We had a lot to catch up on.
We did.
Yeah.
We did yak a lot, and we made some jokes. and
Yeah.
None of which you guys are going to
No,
hear
no, it
because
was genius,
those are our
and
private jokes.
You missed all of it.
Hi,
It was a
everybody.
delight. As the audience, I really enjoyed it.
Well, on that note, hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Booze and Brews.
Yeah, the podcast where we drink beer and tell each other ghost stories.
I'm Melly,
I'm Vanessa.
and let's...
This is Engineer
and
Bob.
Engineer Bob.
Hey!
And we're gonna... I mean, it's 11... it's 11:30.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start drinking.
This
so,
is early for us. Normally we podcast in the afternoon.
Yeah.
This is a breakfast beer situation.
And of course, we picked the strongest beers.
Yeah.
And in the words of my grandmother, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes.
Exactly.
I feel like it is. It's
I like
past
how-
5 in England.
I like how your grandmother originated that statement.
I'm sure she
that's
did.
That's a Grandmama Quinn original.
Yeah.
It is Grandma Jane. She just was like, I'm going to invent this.
Yeah. And if she didn't invent it, that
Well,
I refuse to accept that.
I refuse.
No, I mean she did. We said it now on the internet radio.
And you
so
know,
made
the
it true.
internet
It's on the
doesn't
internet.
lie.
Yeah, exactly. The
gotta be
internet
true.
never lies.
Never lies. And I certainly don't lie. So, yeah.
I do, though.
Exactly.
What? Oh my
I just broke the internet.
You don't. And the whole internet collapses on itself.
Oh,
Fake news.
Al Gore's gonna be so sad that he broke his internet.
He worked so hard on it back
Worked
in.
so hard on this.
I connected all the tubes.
I sat there with my
and I
my
put them all
glue gun.
together with my little tube tweezers.
I was thinking
Connections.
about making it a big truck. And I
But it was
decided against it.
It was just
highly impractical.
Just a dump truck full of internet where I just went to people's houses and dumped a little internet on each lawn.
Can I imagine that? Just little plop, 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 plop.
Yeah,
internet.
exactly. Just like pop, pop,
Al
pop.
Gore's driving to his house in his internet dump truck.
In an internet dump truck.
I feel like he's got to be in like some sort of trucker hat
Yep.
and flannel shirt
Yeah.
and like singing Neil Young.
And I kind of, for some reason, I want to have him have like a Swisher Sweet hanging out of his mouth, or like a piece of wheat or something.
yeah, like a
you know?
cigarello or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little holder.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
little holder.
yeah. With the
That's the Al Gore I want.
yeah.
I would have.
That's the Al Gore we all
We all
deserve.
deserve.
That is the Al Gore we deserve.
I'm gonna write him. I'm like, Al, what are you doing now?
I know.
Do you want to deliver
honestly,
internet?
What is he doing right now? He could very well be doing that. He could be right now driving a dump truck somewhere.
With the internet in the back, just dumping it on people's lawns.
Definitely with the internet in the back.
All
That's the most factual part of that whole story.
It's the
Just
internet.
a truck full of internet.
That's brilliant. Be like, Al, you're the man of the people.
Yeah.
God. So this week, we are going to be talking about haunted amusement parks.
Yeah. So we went to haunted amusement parks. However, we did have to say neither one of us could do Disney.
Correct.
Because we both really like Disney. We're obviously in Southern California.
Right.
Disneyland is fucking haunted.
I feel like that's a future episode.
Yeah, I feel like we
Disney
will do
itself.
a haunted Disneyland or a haunted Disney World, which is supposed to be more haunted than Disneyland
I heard
is.
that.
So we had to qualify it. So like no one
We did. Nobody.
If we can't both do it, no one can do it.
That's right.
If I can't have you, no one can.
That's right.
Disneyland. That's
we
what
had
we
a very
said.
abusive relationship with Disneyland. So yeah.
We definitely should do that, and then we could go to the park.
Yeah.
And just an excuse to go to Disneyland.
But bring the EVP thing around, but then mostly record people's really embarrassing conversations.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And re-listen to them, laugh at people's misery, or people freaking out because
Yeah.
they're like, I paid $200 for these tickets and you're going to have fun, you little fucker.
Yeah, exactly. Eat your
'Cause I hear
$12 corn dog and be happy about it.
I see so many of those like parents where they're like mad at each other.
yeah.
And the kids.
$200 a piece. We're having fun.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're like, oh God, you guys.
I used to follow, like years ago, I used to follow some, I think it was like a Tumblr or something of like crying children at Disneyland. And it's just like, it's just children weeping, parents looking pissed that their child is weeping because they just spent $1,000 on this day. And they're like,
Suck it up, Billy. You're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
God damn, you better be crying tears of joy.
yeah, you will
I
have $1,000 worth of fun right now.
I actually
was one of those crying. Yeah, I was one of those crying children at Disney World, and my dad was pushing me in a stroller, and he said, "I know I'm the worst dad in the world." And then another family was passing with their crying child, and then the mother said, "No, this is the worst dad in the world."
Snap! That made an impression if you remember that to this day.
I don't remember it, but my mother does and tells it frequently.
That's a good story. That other mother was having a rough day.
Yeah.
She was just like, this motherfucker I'm married to. Did some shit.
And now this kid is crying and won't fucking stop.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Random sidebar. I'm also very pleased when I see on the interwebs photos of people's like therapy dogs taking pictures with the characters.
Yes.
So it's like a dog next to Pluto. Like they waited at the character meet and greet for their dog to meet Mickey Mouse.
The caricature of the golden retriever.
Yes.
That one went viral. I'm like, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah, I love it. Puppers at Disneyland, man.
It's the best.
Yeah.
And it sucks because every time I see them, they're working, and I'm just like, but I just want to.
I know. I was like, I know you're at work, but I pet you so good.
I rub your belly.
Girl, I pet you so good.
I gives the best pets. Oh, such good pets.
Such good pet. Come with me.
Yeah.
Come be my therapy dog. You don't need one. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
And I need you.
I'm trying to abscond and steal your therapy dog. Obviously, I need therapy.
Obviously, exactly.
Trouble.
Oh, so I think I start this week. I think I do.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I am actually really pumped about this story because I watched, so to get my inspiration, I literally went to YouTube and I was like, haunted amusement parks.
Oh my gosh, I think I watched the same YouTube videos that you did.
And then they did
all
like
of
a
them
top
are, like-
5 list of that nice British boy.
Yeah, and
I
all
was like,
of-
yeah.
And all of them are like, #1, Disney World. And I'm like, can't do you.
fucking do it.
Can't do you.
So when I saw this one, I wrote down the names just so I could then go and, do some more research.
Further Google.
And so when I did the further Google on the one I'm about to talk about, I'm like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
This is good. It ticks all the right boxes, you guys.
Yeah, it very much does.
I'm really excited.
We both waited until a little bit later in the week to dive into these stories this week, and we were texting about it, and I was like,
What country?
What country is this from? And she's like, good old US of A. And I was like, is it in West Virginia? And she was like, God damn it. I was like, no, it's fine. I haven't like officially picked one yet. So you take it, but that's a real good one. That's a real strong one.
Good one. It was either the one that I had or Holy Land, USA in Connecticut.
Yes, that is creepy.
Fucking creepy. Okay, biblical amusement parks. The Bible is not fun, you guys.
Oh, no. It's a biblical abandoned amusement park where like the faces have fallen off of the statues and like the cross has toppled over. Like the devil has just moved into
it.
roost. Like he's just taken over Holy
Land. They
replaced
it's
the unholy land.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
But anyway, so look up Holy Land USA, you guys, just on your own. We're not going to fucking talk about it.
No, because I don't know that it's haunted so much as that's the problem.
It's just weird.
I kept looking into amusement parks, and there was a lot of like, this is a creepy abandoned amusement park.
Right.
And I'm like, I get that. That's fucking cool. That's not a ghost.
It's not a ghost.
That's just a weird old-timey roller coaster that's been taken back by the jungle. And like, that's cool.
It looks amazing.
That's not what this is.
Hi, I'm the jungle. I'm going to reclaim this wood.
Yeah,
This is mine now.
You're just like, ooh, twisted pieces of metal. Man.
Brothers and sisters, please come join us.
That is
This is a
definitely
weird jungle voice.
That is the voice of Holy Land. I feel
That
definitely. Yes.
Brothers and sisters, welcome to Holy Land.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm your host, Satan.
It's supposed to be themed. It was supposed to look like Nazareth back
It
in the
was.
day. And I was like, that was a shit show.
Yeah.
Why would you want to live in a time where there was sewage running down the streets and they used to nail people to crosses? Why would you make an amusement park
for fun and vacations?
for families?
For families.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like that's a whole lesson. Like when your kid's being a dick, you're like, we're going to go on vacation. And then you just go, you see that, Billy?
What have you learned?
What have you learned? I'm going to fucking nail you to a cross if you keep acting up. Like that's not.
Here's a river of shit to walk through.
Yes, it's a good tale
Forget
to tell.
you're going to be taken by a weeping woman. I'm going to nail you to wood and leave you to die in the sun.
And it's going to take a couple days, by the way. Like, it ain't going to be fast. So, you're welcome. And stop being a dick.
You're welcome. You're welcome for
You're
that.
welcome.
Torturous death.
So, anyway.
Okay,
So what did you choose?
Now that we've talked about what I
Sorry.
didn't pick, I picked Lake Shawnee Amusement Park in Rock, West Virginia.
I'm going in for the first breakfast beer.
First breakfast beer.
It's a delicious looking color.
Oh,
I will say that.
I'm gonna let you know
Sippy
a
sip.
little
I'm
secret.
gonna watch Melly take a sip of this
God damn it.
because it smells real good,
God
which
damn
means
it.
Melly's gonna hate it.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
good.
I don't
hate
know why
this
she
shit.
picked a beer she would hate.
Because it fits my story so good.
I also feel like you're pandering to your husband at this point.
No, I'm pandering to both of you.
Oh, that
You're gonna
I'll
laugh.
take it.
I feel like
Pander
you-
away.
pander
My
away.
affection is for sale.
My love is for sale. Like both of you. I wish there was a camera on here now because Bob is
We're
like
both-
leaning to the side. And
I've
you're both like,
leaned,
no.
yeah, because we have these
Yeah.
we have these arms that hold all the microphones, and I'm leaning to the side to make sure that I can catch every moment of the expression she makes as she drinks
I'm
this
like
beer.
really not wanting
She
to
hates
do
this.
Yeah, we're both just
Drink
gazing
it!
at her as she makes a face.
Oh God, I have to drink that whole.
It looks like she's being stabbed
Oh.
in the neck.
Okay, worse or better than disgusting vodka gummy bears?
Oh
It's
man,
better.
I mean it's better,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not by much.
All right.
So, Lake Shawnee Amusement Park, located in Rock, West Virginia, which, if you want to know geography, because for me, I don't know, I'm like obsessed with the geography, is in the southern part of the state. It's pretty close to like the Virginia. I mean, most of West Virginia is on the Virginia border, but it's on the southern part of the West Virginia border.
All right.
And it was originally opened in the 1920s by a man named Conley T. Snidow.
Say that again.
Conley T. Snidow, but when you say it with a southern accent, it's
It's
funny.
me, Conley T. Snidow.
Maybe it's Snidow.
Snidow.
Conley Snidow.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's fucking throwing down. Like I'm Conley T. Snidow.
So it was opened in the 1920s, and it soon became a popular attraction for working coal miners and their families. And you know, they need a lot of fucking amusement.
I like how they were enough coal mine. I mean, it is West Virginia, but I like how they had enough coal miners that were like, our target demographic are coal miners.
coal miners.
That seems real specific to me.
They're like,
Look, we ran the P&L, and if we can get these coal miners in here,
If we can get 61% of the coal miner
Yeah.
situation,
we're going to be in the black, man.
Yeah.
And this is going to
Because
be...
we'll be
I was
covered in
going to
coal.
call it a boondoggle, but then you showed me the numbers.
Then you showed me the numbers and all those coal miners, and they just live miserable lives. So I understand why there would be a need for an amusement park in Rock, West Virginia, because you have a lot of men who go into these coal mines. Some of them never come out.
Yeah.
And their families are left to be like, fuck, what do I do? So they have an amusement
go
park.
on a Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel.
Daddy died, but Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel, kids. Let's forget about Daddy. And let's not forget the circle swing.
Oh God, I do love one of those fucking circle swing rides.
Circle
it's
swings,
like you're
man.
flying.
It is. And what a better way to be like, no, you're like an angel flying with Daddy.
Yeah,
Flying
exactly.
with Daddy, and you both got the black lung.
And exactly.
And all the dead canaries just flying around me.
So needless to say, this is a really great amusement park. However, soon after the park was built, tragedy struck. And it kind of started pretty frequently where, okay, and then before I start the story, I have to first, I'm just going to call it out. All of my stories up until this point, including this one, have involved fucking dead kids.
That's true.
I feel like I hate children.
We do have a running theme of
Dead kids.
of murdered children on this podcast.
Now, is this murdered? Oh, there she goes. She's going in for another drink.
Yeah.
Hates it. Hates every minute.
Oh, it's like, and I can't just swallow it.
It's like
one-
happiness. It tastes like happiness. Yeah, that's what that is.
Delicious. That color
like
is
the-
it's so golden.
Right. It's perfect. This is what beer should look like.
I
Anyway,
agree.
so one particular story, and this is one of the most well-known ghosts, is of this little girl who, while she was in her like cutesy little pink ruffled dress, decided, hey, you guys, I want to go on the circle swing ride.
Yeah.
So as she's going on the circle swing ride, a soda truck, not paying attention, backs into the path of the circle swing. And
Wait.
Splat.
Into the ride?
Yeah.
So she was like flying
She
and
was
then flew
flying,
into a soda truck?
And then as she was like
Death
coming
by
up-
Pepsi?
Death by Pepsi. So as she was...
Guys, our new podcast sponsor, Pepsi Cola.
Pepsi Cola. Don't die. So yeah, the
You
truck
sick
was
of your
not-
kids?
Yeah.
Pepsi Cola.
Killing children since the 1920s.
Yeah. So her ghost did not leave. She was having so much fun on that circle ride that
It was real fun right up to the end.
It was-
I get it, little ruffle girl. The swings are fun.
But here's the the creepiest part of that little, like, people who see her see her in her pink dress, but it's covered in blood.
Oh,
and I was like, why did it have to be covered in blood?
Did she just like head trauma into the?
She just like fucking
Splat.
Yeah, splat, like just instant dead.
So she was the only one on the ride. I feel like I'm asking you a lot of very specific
I
questions.
don't know
now.
if she was the only one on the ride. I feel like she wasn't. I think she was just wrong place, wrong time.
Oh, she was just she was in the wrong swing. She was in the like final destination moment. She was in the wrong swing.
In the wrong swing.
The guy's
soda
backing the truck up. Beep, beep, beep. Just keep backing up.
Keep backing it up. And this was the 1920s. You know they didn't have the beep beeps.
Oh,
in the
no.
back.
There's no safety precaution on that truck.
He probably didn't even have a rear view mirror. He was just like, fuck it, I gotta go.
He probably didn't even know that she hit you. He was probably just like, bump, keep
Bump,
going.
Keep on going.
I got Pepsi to deliver.
Engine's knocking again.
These coal miners need their crisp refreshment.
Crip refreshing. Wow, I made them gangsters.
Crisp refreshing.
So as part of that, so as you know, dying on the swings, people will see her ghost
On the
walking around the
swings?
park. So it's not necessarily on the swings. She's kind of seen throughout the park, but it's always like her pink ruffled dress and she's covered in blood, but the swings do move on their own. So I saw a couple YouTube videos and it's pretty fucking creepy because it will be just dead still and you'll just see one. And of course now, because the park closed in 1966, everything was made of wood. So everything's falling apart and looks fucking creepy as hell. It's all rusty.
It cannot be the same swing from the 1920s because like that it cannot be the actual same swing.
Probably not the actual same swing. I feel like they might have,
I would
don't know,
imagine
cleaned it up a bit.
Yeah, that's probably
It's just it's got
splintered.
blood stains on it still.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
It's soaked
totally
right
fine.
into the wood.
It's like
That's
a
not
nice
rust
stain.
on those chains.
It's a nice stain. It gives it a really good color. If you just gotta scrub it in, forget it's blood.
It's like red mahogany.
yeah.
Free shellac.
But yeah, so the
Blood shellac.
So the swing will move on its own, and it's really, really creepy because it's not like it's one of those like really gradual swings where you're like, that ain't fucking normal.
I feel like that's always the creepiest. It's not the like sudden jolt of something, like the
No,
jump
it's
scare.
just the
It's the
fucking-
really like, is that moving? That is fucking
That's
moving.
fucking moving.
Nothing else is moving, but that is moving.
Yeah, and it's like, oh Jesus, and then this is the last story of the little girl, but she so she's obviously the most well known and
She's the most famous ghost.
most famous ghost is the former owner. So a man, I'm not going to say his name because that's just we're going to make fun of it, and that poor man,
Stanley T.
Gaylord.
Gaylord.
I know.
It's a
I'm
classic
like,
name.
sir. So he bought the land, and his son. So when he passed away, his son has it, and so his son. And I'll talk about it at the end. Does
Gaylord Jr.
Gaylord Jr.
Baby Gaylord.
Little Gaylord. Little Gaylord. He
Lil.
told the story in one of these.
L Gaylord.
Gaylord. He told the story on because I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos because I was trying to see if they like anybody had any evidence that we could talk about, and I saw the swing move, and that's the only thing that I saw.
Could you find pictures of the little girl? No.
No, I couldn't find anything. A lot of stories, but it's all the
Yeah.
same story, which kind of sucks because I was like, well, I wanted to see if I could find out information of like who she was.
Yeah.
But no.
1920. I mean, that was a long time
That's
ago.
a long time ago. But he was saying his dad was driving the tractor around the land because it's on this like giant bunch of property. So dad was just working the land, around his house when the little girl fucking appeared to him on the tractor, like sitting next to him. And she looks to the dad and says, I want this. So dad Gaylord literally pulled it over, got out, and
was
just
like,
left it there.
fucking yours, ghost baby.
It's yours.
Not-
And he put stuff around it so that way like nobody would take it out for a ride. And it's like since he parked it that it hasn't moved since. But could you imagine like you're just sitting there working,
I don't know.
driving
I think
the
if
land?
a ghost showed up next to me in my car and said, I want this, I would be like, cool. It's a fucking Ford. Go buy one at a Ford dealership.
Can you go haunt the
Mama
Ford
got
dealership?
bills. I can't just give you my car.
I need this to get around.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, would it be so
Pull yourself up by your ghost bootstraps.
Goat.
Your goat.
bootstrap?
No, I just picture a little girl goat in a pink ruffly dress covered in blood. I'm a ghost.
Ghost.
Go.
You got there. You got there.
Also, other people claim to see a man sitting on the Ferris wheel. So they still have like the kind of the shell at this point. It's really all torn apart. Like every cart in the Ferris wheel, you can't sit down. There are no seats. So like if you look at it, it's just like
It's
this.
just for ghosts at this point.
At this point, it is just a
It's
ghost
just
Ferris
a
wheel.
ride for ghosts.
So a lot of people, what they say, and when they do tours, a lot of the comments that
Is
people
this
make.
a functional amusement park to this day?
No. So it has not been in operation. It has not operated as an amusement park since 1966.
Oh, so they're just making money off of like
ghost tours.
Yeah. Oh.
So you can go if you just Google Lake Shawnee Amusement Park tours. You can do it. They usually do them in October for obvious reasons.
Everyone does.
But one of the I guess comments that most people say is like, dude, there's a dude on the Ferris wheel, and it's like, well, it doesn't move anymore. Like we can't get it up there, and he just sits there, and he goes, there are no seats. And it's just like, that's the dude that everybody sits. And I don't know the story of that, but it's an adult. So I don't know if he died on the property, on the Ferris wheel.
Maybe it's Papa Gaylord.
It could be Papa Gaylord.
If it was his amusement park and he was just like, I gave
Or
you my
Mr.
tractor, I'm going to hang out now.
We're friends now forever.
Yeah.
Or it's Mr. Snadow.
Oh, maybe it's Snadow.
Maybe it's Snadow. And people also hear the sound of children laughing near the spot where the lake used to be, or they used to have like this kind of dugout little pond.
Yeah.
They quickly filled that back in when a little boy got his arm caught in the drain and drowned.
Oh God!
So the little
there was a drain in a lake.
Yeah, because it was just a man-made
lake,
thing. It was like a man-made pool kind of thing. So they dug it into the ground. Like it was an actual proper lake, but it was more of like a pool.
I guess I just don't know how man-made lakes work. I assumed you just dug a big hole, you filled it with water. Lake.
But I feel like it was
that's how that worked.
I think this was more pool than lake.
Okay.
So,
But you have to keep it circulating, otherwise it gets stagnant, and then there's like
Malaria
water.
I didn't know that people cared about malaria water in the 1920s.
or in West
They probably
Virginia.
didn't.
You know, beating
don't
their
thi- I don't
children,
think-
drinking while pregnant, walking around on those polio sticks. Like, I just felt
Yeah.
like they wouldn't care about stagnant malaria water.
I think to this day, West Virginia doesn't care about stagnant malaria
Yeah.
water.
That's what they drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry if anybody's from West Virginia.
West
Yeah.
Virginia.
Dear West Virginia,
Sorry.
please send your complaints to Bob at
fuckyou.com. But no, the little girl and the boy who drowned in the lake, that happened very close together.
Okay. Oh, maybe they're ghost friends.
I hope they are. But the fact that they hear the sound of children laughing, I'm like, well, how many fucking kids drowned in this pool? Like, the only one that I know of is a little boy who got his arm stuck in the drain. But then I'm like, why the fuck were you sticking your arm in shit? Like, we need to start talking to kids about don't put your arm in anything.
I mean, I
like,
feel
don't
like
go sticking your finger in sockets.
I feel like we do talk to children about that now. Like,
do we?
that's
Do we really?
That's
Yeah.
a thing that parents do.
Do my... Okay.
Did your
I
parents
don't
tell
think my
you,
parents did.
Melly, don't stick your arm in the lake drain?
No.
That seems like knowledge they should have imparted upon you.
No. I wasn't a big swimmer. I wasn't going to go in
That's
any
right, you
water.
can't swim.
I can't swim.
Yeah.
You're also a middle child.
I am also... I am
that's right.
expendable.
So they just didn't love you.
Yeah.
Oh, no. They like the older and the younger
Typically,
ones
like
better.
the first one, then
And the last one.
they really baby
They
those
really
ones.
baby
and
the oldest, and they really baby the youngest, especially
Yeah.
when there's a lot of years in between.
then the
Yeah.
middle ones are like, well, if this one gets caught in a drain,
whatever.
in a malaria pond,
We got
whatever.
another one.
Yeah, exactly. We got a spare.
Exactly. In our case, we had two spares.
Yeah.
There was me
Oh.
and my little brother. We
Yeah.
were the middle children because there's four
Yeah,
of
they
us.
were good. And then they had another daughter.
I know, and they like her so much better. Hi, Mom.
Youngest children are the best. So
That is
just saying.
And well, Bob's the oldest.
I'm the oldest.
Anyway, so a lot of people are saying, well, the current owner, Mr. Gaylord, Lil Gaylord, says that there were 6 deaths on the property. I could only find the stories of the 2 that died on there, but
why would you lie up?
well, and
right.
you sell
So
tickets,
it's so
man.
so you can sell more ghost tours.
But Gaylord is not the one selling. Gaylord's the one abandoning tractors. He's not the one selling ghost tour tickets, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's the
owns
current
the land.
owner.
Yeah, so when
he's not the ghost on the Ferris wheel. Then he's a
No.
he's a flesh and bone man.
No, it could be Gaylord the father, because Gaylord 1 died.
Oh.
He's the one that had the tractor and the Ferris wheel. He's the one probably hanging out.
So that's Papa Gaylord, and then
Lil
Lil
Gaylord is currently running the
Gotcha.
property.
I got my Gaylords confused. I
So
mixed up my Gaylords.
So you're probably asking yourself, man, 6 deaths in like 40 years? Hold on, my nose is running. It's like bad. I have boogers falling out of my face.
That's Melissa's walking away and talking about boogers.
Yeah.
so
I feel
sorry.
responsible for this.
That's a classy Bob. Yeah, Bob was
This is
sick, and now Melly seems to be sick.
Melly's nose is just...
Yeah, there's illness in the Quinn
Spewing
household.
boogers.
Did
and
I-
came
did I
over
get you?
voluntarily.
Okay.
No, I think you're fine.
Yeah.
So you're probably like, what the fuck? Why is this in 40
6
years? 6 people in 40 years?
Okay, but
that is not a good track record.
No, I feel like that's a fine track record. 6 people in 40 years, and it was,
How many
pushing
people have
100 years
croaked
ago.
at Disneyland?
Disneyland is bigger. This place is like tiny. It's got like
Yes.
the circle swings, the Ferris wheel, and then, well, they did
Well, here,
fill
how
in
many
the
people
pool.
have died at Coney Island?
a lot.
A lot.
See, there you
Well,
go.
And Disneyland wasn't built until the 1950s when
True.
there were already, and then they keep making improvements and
And
there's more
ghosts from
safety
other
standards
parks
and shit.
show
So I
up.
feel like, and 2 of those children you said died in the 1920s. I feel like in the 1920s,
There were no
safety
safety
restrictions.
There was no
were,
OSHA.
Where you have spare children, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At that point, especially when you're like
That's
a
why
coal
you
miner
had
family.
kids.
Yeah, exactly.
To kill a few.
Yeah. Free labor.
Free labor, and if one happens to get their arm stuck in the pool, whatever.
it's fine.
You just leave them.
Yeah, you leave them. You're like,
That one clearly was not bright enough to
Exact-
live anyway.
That's Darwin at work right there.
Yeah.
So a lot of people started talking about like the land itself. It's like, well, why is this happening at this? It's not a very big park. Is it cursed? You bet your ass it's fucking cursed.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite part of the story.
Oh, I can sense it coming.
Oh my
I
God.
can sense it coming.
curse
So what Mr. Snidow did not realize when he bought this land in the 1920s is that one, it is an Indian burial ground, and 2,
They're
it is
the best. Indian burial grounds are the
it is
best.
the site of the Clay Children Massacre of 1780.
Clay Children Massacre? I'm just
Yes.
imagining children made of clay, which I'm sure is not the case.
It would be a much better story.
Yeah,
You feel
exactly.
better about yourself.
Yeah.
But on this land, Indian burial ground, which they found out later. So when, I guess in the when they knew about, there was a well documented, the Clay Children Massacre. That was well documented.
Yeah.
It
That's
wasn't
probably
until
why the land was so cheap. Drenched in children blood.
yeah.
Really takes down property
It
values.
really brings it down.
It's
like
fertile
think about it.
and it's real cheap.
Well,
Bargain
think about
basement
it.
prices.
We're gonna go back to the Whaley house. They used to hang people on that property.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he had a first song, so I'm sure Mr. Snidow was like, "Oh, this is great. Who cares if there were a bunch of Indians and kids murdered here?"
Yeah.
So they found that out later that it was an Indian burial ground when, like, I don't know if they were starting to dig up the property and they found
Yeah.
like 1,300 skeletons.
1,300 skeletons?
Yeah,
Which
That's
is
a lot
like
of
an
skeletons.
army of skeletons.
Which
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense why this massacre occurred, because it is a sacred Indian burial ground, and these white people came in and were like, "This is mine now, bitches." So I could see why the Shawnee Indians were not happy.
Got you. So the
with
like
the
Lily
man.
White Clay family moved into their like sacred backyard
just
of
took
these Indians.
their fucking backyard and were
they
like, "We're white, this is
eminent
mine
domain,
now."
this is mine now, and you're brown people, we don't care about you."
Exactly.
And then the brown people said, "No,
No,
we exist and we're valid, and we murder your children."
Yes.
That's. I mean, I get it.
Like
So-
Squanto showed you assholes how to bury fish to make corn, and this is how you repay us.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the smallpox and the
Yeah.
stealing of our land.
And the alcoholism.
Nice blanket, asshole. Here's a tomahawk in your ass.
So I
we kind
actually
of deserved all of
Yeah.
that, man.
we did. So I'm really excited about this. I have an excerpt from the book From Cabins to Coal Mines, 1799 to 1999, Volume 1.
She did bring in paperwork.
I
She's
did.
brought.
You guys know this is the story of the Clay Children Massacre, which I'm going to fucking read to you
Okay.
because it's amazing.
Can you read it in an accent?
I'm going to read it to you in a southern accent.
Yay!
West Virginia.
You know, West Virginia.
In a West Virginia.
Mountain
I don't
Mama.
know. You know what? I'm sorry,
me
Georgia
home.
to West Virginia. Y'all sound the same to me.
I know. I feel like you are going to slip into like Eastern European again by the
Yeah.
end. You're
Probably.
going to be an old Russian woman.
Probably. I've had half of this disgusting beer.
Delicious beer.
I'm very
This is
proud of
pretty
you,
good.
by the way, for getting as far into that. Is
Yeah.
Now,
I'm gonna not drink the rest of it that's in the refrigerator.
I'm going to do a running tally of the number of different
bet.
accents you slip in and
All
out
right,
of.
please
so
do.
All right.
Good luck.
All right, here we
Accent
go.
number 1.
Onward, Christian soldier.
Now, I'm gonna have to say the word savages. I do not believe they are savages. I am not trying to be mean, but it's in the story.
Okay.
We recognize your reading.
Okay, thank you.
No, I judge you as a person. That's fine.
God
Keep going.
damn it! In the month of August, Mitchell Clay had harvested his crop of small grain, and wanting to get the benefit of the pasture for his cattle, he asked his 2 of his sons, Bartley and Ezekiel, to build a fence around stacks of grain. While Mitchell Clay was out hunting, the 2 sons were building fence pens around the grain stacks. The older daughter, with some of the younger girls, now mind you, there were like 45 of these kids,
2 accents.
Oh, there's at least 3. There's been at least 3.
was down on the riverbank putting out the family washing.
Worshing.
5.
Fuck you! While this was in progress, a marauding body of 11 Indians crept up to the edge of the field and shot young Bartley Clay dead.
Dead. Shot him dead.
When the girls heard the shot that killed their brother, they lit out for the house for safety.
Oh, they lit out.
They lit out. Now lit means they're just
R-U-N-N-O-A-F-T.
They're like, shit is lit.
Shit is lit. I gotta go. I gotta OFT. Run off. was Bob.
Oofed.
Oofed. Their path to the house was directly by where Bartley had fallen.
Oh, Bartley.
An Indian attempted to scalp the youth and at the same time capture the older girl, Tabitha Clay.
Look at multitasking Indians.
She was trying to defend the body of her brother. In the struggle, the girl reached for the knife which hung on the Indian's belt. Missing the knife, the
grabbed his
Indian
dick.
literally cut her to pieces before killing her.
Oh, jeez.
Ezekiel Clay.
You just, I'm not going to try with my life to defend someo's dead body. I'm just putting that out there.
No, if you're dead, what the fuck can I do
Look,
for you?
You did.
You
I
did.
can't help you. I not did. I gonna lit out.
Self-preservation. I'm gonna lit the fuck out of
I'm
here.
gonna lit the fuck out. I'm gonna leave that washing. I'm gonna
leave that washing on the line. I'm gonna fucking get out of here.
I love how you both just skipped over Vanessa saying she missed the knife and went straight for the bareback HJ on the Indian.
Right?
I mean, she is of that age, right?
You
Where
just walked right by it.
Maybe if she was, you know what?
I didn't walk by it.
I did.
I walked straight. I grabbed for it. I grabbed for it.
I ignored it, but now we're gonna come back to that one. She was of the right age, 16. She was probably looking for that D.
Yeah.
And she was like, if I blow you, maybe you'll spare my life and
That
stop
hot,
trying to
hot
cut the
native
scalp
D.
off of my brother's head.
No, yeah, or I think it's more like a self-defense. Like when they teach you self-defense, they're like, go for like the eyes or the nuts. Like that's the vulnerable.
And she just
and she was like,
misunderstood?
oh, I can't grab the knife, but if I grab your winky-doo and I give it a nice firm tug, like maybe that'll slow you down.
And maybe just start jerking you off
I have
slowly.
literally-
And then if you're in pleasure zone,
Yeah.
you'll forget all about this.
He's like, I'm not as mad as I thought I was.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? I'm starting to really like these white people.
Yeah, they're all right.
They're friendly.
That's fine that they built and they're like cultivating the land which we buried her
It's
dead.
fine. It's fine. I'll blow you every once in a while. I'm cool.
About the
I'm
time
gonna salt the land with my personal salt. Bravo. God damn it. Yes. I did take a story about murdered children.
and you made it into like a circle jerk kind of
Yeah, you're welcome. You're
50 shades of face paint just happened.
This is what happens when you give me IP at 11 o'clock in the morning on an empty stomach.
thing. Ezekiel Clay, about 16, was captured by another Indian.
Wait, they're both 16?
I think she was 15. I'm sorry. I think she was 15.
Oh, so she was real sexy at 15.
She was really sexy.
Yeah, because 16 is a little bit past her prime at that point.
Well, yeah, in the
Yeah.
1700s.
She's past her childbearing years.
Now, this is, August of 1783. So we are a brand new country. We are super new as the
Yeah.
United States. About the time of the Indian attack, a man named Lincoln Blankenship.
Blankenship?
I can't say
That
Lincoln
is-
Blankenship. That is you just say that sober? You sound drunk. Lincoln Blankenship.
that is a fake name. That is like a Regina Phalange. That is a fake. That is a, yeah.
So he called.
He's married somewhere else, and he's just like, my name is Lincoln
Lincoln
Blankenship. When I'm in this town, and I'm gonna fuck this hot little piece of 15-year-old ass. I did it again, guys.
You
I
did
made
it again.
Inappropriate.
Called at the Clay cabin. When Mrs. Clay saw her daughter Tabitha in her death struggle, she begged Blankenship to go and shoot the savage and save her daughter's life. But Blankenship ran away from the scene because he's a pussy. And reported to settlers on New River that the Clay family had been murdered by the Indians.
So he just saw
them being murdered.
teenagers being
Murdered.
like cut to pieces.
Yep.
And he said, deuces.
Deuces, I'm just going to
And
go
the
tell
mom
other
is
people
like,
about it.
oh my God, my daughter is literally being cut to pieces. And he was just like, yeah, no, I see that.
That's great. Awesome.
I'm going to go. So good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the biscuits.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I don't want to die.
Not worth
I'm going
it.
to go tell other people, you're all dead, even though I left some of you alive.
But yeah, they did. They did not go into the house to kill the rest of the Clay family. They just killed or took. So they killed
this
two.
is why I never do chores.
This is
she
why-
hadn't been doing the washing. She would still be
She
alive.
would still
Oh,
be
yeah.
alive.
Yeah,
It would just be the boys.
So moral of the story, if you do laundry, it will kill you.
It will kill you. So don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
When the savages got the scalps of Bartley and Tabitha Clay, they left the area with Ezekiel Clay as their prisoner. Mrs. Clay took the bodies of Bartley and Tabitha to the house and laid them on the bed.
I mean, what
Blood
else?
fucking everywhere.
What else would you do though? Like those are your dead children.
Oh God! Just let them go. Just start putting
Leave them.
piles of-
Fertilizer. You got a farm.
I just feel like,
Just start digging them,
and
just
I
bury
got to
'em.
imagine they're a ways off from the house, so she's got to drag them like hundreds
Yeah.
of feet.
Oh, and
one
they're-
at a time.
and they're cut to pieces. Tabitha's in
so-
multiple pieces
You know
at
what?
this
Maybe
point.
maybe she took the bucket
Just-
from the washing, and just
and
put
put her in
all
there.
the Tabitha pieces in it.
Took the sheet off the line.
Yeah.
dropped it, and then
all
just
Tabitha bits in
and
it.
then like
exactly.
tied it up, slung it over her shoulder, and walked back
Like
to
a
the house.
rucksack.
Yeah,
Like Santa Claus. Just like
Christmas.
Murder Santa.
Jesus Christ.
She then took her small children and made her way through the woods to the home of James Bailey, 6 miles distance.
So the younger children who were not doing the washing.
So there was like a baby and like a 3-year-old, I think.
Okay.
And then Mama Clay.
And Mama Clay.
So she
dragged her dead
older
older children back
into
to the house, and then she took the baby children
and walked 6 miles
she
away.
Lit out.
And she lit out. No, she walked to the nearest house, which was 6 miles away. Meanwhile, Mitchell Clay retraced his steps homeward and discovered the scene of horror.
Mitchell Clay's Papa Clay?
Papa Clay.
Okay.
Thinking all his family had been captured or killed, Mitchell Clay left his cabin and headed for the settlements on New River. A party of men under the leadership of Captain Matthew Farley went to the Clay cabin and buried the 2 Clay children.
Okay, so these were the people who were alerted
By
Lincoln
Blankenship. Yes.
Such a good name.
It's a really good name.
Thank you,
So
Lincoln.
good.
They then pursued the Indian party. They caught up with the Indians in present-day Boone County.
Boone County.
Boone County.
County, West Virginia.
Several of the Indians were killed. Charles Clay, brother of the 2 murdered Clay children, killed one of the Indians. How many fucking kids are there? Ezekiel Clay.
there's at
It was olden times. There were probably 85 kids.
I mean, I feel like the real question is how many children did they start off with? Because they probably had.
So
she probably birthed like 12.
Yeah,
Probably
how
like
many
6
died
made it.
of like dysentery?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Honestly, this
Or
seems like
scalping.
a drop in the baby bucket as far as this massacre goes.
The fact that 3 of her like 8 kids died, though, just think like
Yeah.
that, man. Just think of how much extra money she's gonna have.
Oh, see, but I'm thinking it's the older children that died, which are like
Yeah.
they're doing the washing for her.
Oh,
You know,
that's
that
true
3-year-old's
now.
not going to do her fucking washing.
No, start me
They
on.
done killed the working children.
Exactly.
Chillins.
Like kill the fucking little ones. Like
Vanessa!
They're not getting any work done.
and I'm going straight to hell.
Yes, you are.
All they're doing is eating food and suckling teats.
Ezekiel Clay, the captive lad.
Sorry, I had flashbacks to The Witch. I finally watched The Witch last night per Bob's recommendation. And there's a scene where the mom is like thinks she's feeding her infant, but her infant is dead and she's being possessed by an evil witch, and it's really a crow that's just eating pieces of her nipple
Just
off.
pecking
And
her
she's just
tits.
holding her tit out, and it's
You don't notice that it's being
the
pecked
woman
off?
from Game of Thrones.
Yep. That crazy mom who was like breastfeeding her whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And she's just like fucking holding her like titty out, and the bird's just like pecky peck, peck peck peck.
The director was like, I have a weird breastfeeding scene. Who can I get? How about that weird breastfeeding Game of Thrones lady?
Yeah, she was. They were exactly playing to type on that one. I'm sorry. So I went straight to that visual because I watched The Witch last night, and it was uncomfortable. No, my breasts hurt.
Well, I'm going to tell you some more stories that are going to hurt your heart.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care about my heart.
Okay,
I care
Ezekiel
much
Clay-
more about my breasts.
I don't blame you. The captive lad was hurried away by the Indians who escaped the Captain Matthew Farley party and was taken to their towns in Ohio. There, he was burned at the stake.
Okay, wait. Pause. Geography girl.
Geography.
West
It's close-
Virginia touches Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Southern part of each state touch
Okay.
each other. So then they like took them and went into Ohio.
Okay.
Where he was burned at the stake.
Oh, God.
The third of Mitchell Clay's family to meet an untimely death at the hands of the savages.
Savages.
So there you have it. So Mary Clay, the daughter
So a third. So three of the
kids were killed
so
by
it was
the
a
Indians.
Third of them.
A third. So they have Ezekiel. What is there a bug?
Just continue.
Just keep going.
oh
Keep going.
yeah, there's a spider. Kill it.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Just keep reading.
Wait, I got a snot booger.
Sorry.
Okay.
There's a tiny spider on the wall, like right behind Melissa's head. It started crawling out, and it was just like, Mrs. Spider. Sorry.
I killed it.
Sorry, spider intermission.
So it says here, the episode has significant connection to the history of Oceana and Wyoming County. So Wyoming County, I think, is where Lake Shawnee Amusement Park is.
Okay, because I was like, Wyoming does not touch West Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
so
that, my
For you
geography
geography
knowledge
buffs.
is strong. Wyoming's over here.
there's a Mitchell Clay. So Phoebe Clay, sister of Bartley, Tabitha, and Ezekiel. So that's where they live. So there was two. It looks like Mitchell and Phoebe were two of the kids that lived.
Yeah.
And then there was Mary, who was 11 years old at the time, was no doubt a witness to the Indian attack. Mary Stewart's brother, Henry J. Clay, there's too many Clays, I think they're all inbred, was a mere babe in
That is
arms
West Virginia.
when the attack on the Clay family occurred. So there was like tiny baby. Yeah, he was one.
So 3 kids died.
3 kids
and if
died.
a third of 9 kids. That's how math works. So they had 9 children.
So 3 and then 4, 5,
Yeah. I feel solid in my math skills in that.
6. Maybe.
That a third of 9 is 3.
That's correct.
I think there were only 6 though.
Then that would be
That
half
would be
their
half
children.
Half the kids. So half the kid. I didn't say a third. You fucking said a third.
I heard a third. Did I make
you?
that up?
I can't drink this.
Melly's like,
She's
she
like,
abandons the IPA.
The IPA has
She's-
put her off her game
She
completely.
slams it down with indifference and says, nope.
Yeah, because I mean, so there was the 3 kids that died. Why do I care? Do I care? I don't care.
It's fine.
Doesn't matter.
You know what? They had 9 children. I put it out there. It's on the internet now. It's fucking true.
fucking true.
I
So
said they
9
had
kids.
80 something, so
Take that, Al Gore.
And your dump truck of
Breaking
internet.
your internet.
So that is most likely why the land, to tie it all back to the amusement park, it's probably why maybe people think a lot of kids, like the 6 people died, was it was built on some pretty cursed land.
Yeah. Well, it was cursed.
But
And
they
then,
hear-
and then they sprinkled more curse. So it was cursed with dead Indian.
Right.
And then they sprinkled in dead white people
Dead.
on top of that.
Correct.
And then that just made like a nice soup of death for these children.
At the amusement park. And it's only because I think only kids, well, the stories that I found are only kids that died. The massacre was of the Clay children.
Yeah.
So I was like, it will take your children.
But
Yeah,
they say
moral
that
of the story.
the sounds heard at the park
Sometimes
are
they-
of children.
No, well, sometimes, so the Gaylord, little Gaylord, says you also hear the sound of Indian chanting.
Shit, yes.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things. So you will hear the ghosts of like the kids laughing, and that was probably the kids that died in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Then you'll see the little girl.
Absolutely not the Clay
And
children.
then you will
Or
see
that's
that
blood
no, it's-
ruffles.
or
Or that's blood ruffles.
Yeah, it's like blood ruffles.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to call her now. Blood ruffles.
Blood ruffles, or the
Blood
dude
Ruffles
in
the
the
pirate.
Ferris wheel. But then you will also hear the sound of Indian chanting, and I think that might be why they like looked into it and to be like, why is there Indian chanting? Oh,
Indian burial
Indian
ground.
Because of the burial ground and the massacres.
So this story really ticked all the right boxes.
Yeah.
Massacre,
Indian burial ground.
Indian burial ground,
Oh, such a good one.
and like death in an amusement park.
yeah.
Children crushed to death by Pepsi trucks.
Yeah.
While
While
flying
riding
through the air.
knuckles swing.
Not crushed, smashed to death.
Smashed.
Like a bird into a plate glass window.
Bam.
Just like a canary, but like a coal
But
mine
you know
canary into a plate glass window.
That's kind of how I want to go, though. If you think about it, like you're having a fucking blast on the
Exactly.
circus swings,
And
and
then-
then you don't even know you're
Yeah,
dead.
exactly. I feel like that was a sort of like,
She got lucky.
this is amazing. I'm flying, and then I'm no more.
Yeah.
That's the ideal. That
And
is
now I
much
live
better
here.
than, say, being burned at the stake. That
Yeah.
sounds way worse.
Way worse. And then if you think about it, then she was having so much fun, she decided to stay. So she gets to have all the fun, even in the afterlife.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucky.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was good, Bob. That was a tie to see
That
both
was good.
worlds,
That was
death and
good.
life.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
So that brings me to my beer.
Yay.
So now, as you know, or you don't, and I'm about to educate you, IPA stands for India Pale Ale. Stone IPA, which is what I have here today, is an American India Pale Ale. American India, Native American Burial Ground, Stone IPA, Rock, West Virginia. There
that's
you
good.
have it.
That's good.
That is
That's
my
a
beer.
solid tie-in. I can see the lines of connection.
Do you see?
That's a solid tie-in.
It's a multi-level pun.
That's
I
real
like
good.
it.
That's
Yeah.
real good. Plus Stone IPA, real good IPA.
Really good IPA.
Yeah, it's
so let me
tasty.
tell you a little bit about Stone. It's brewed in San Diego, and in my opinion, two dicks rubbing together. I do not like an IPA, but I also don't know what two dicks rubbing together tastes like. So I'm just guessing. I'm just spitballing. I'm throwing it against the wall.
I don't know where this expression came from, but
You
I'm
know-
going
was
to
it
work
you?
it into my normal life.
Yeah,
You should. It's a Bob and Melly expression, and I think you need. You can have
I'm not
it.
in on that.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's,
Why
you
not?
guys should really have me over more often.
You should live here, because then you could
I
have
live here
all
now.
of our like inside
Oh
jokes.
my god.
So
I'm the ghost that haunts your apartment.
people really seem to like this Stone IPA. It's supposedly, now I can't taste shit. I just taste nasty. But supposedly it's tropical, citrusy, with a piney hop flavors.
Yeah.
I can't taste it, but that's supposedly
It's nice.
what it is.
It's a very solid IPA. It's not too hoppy. It's not too heavy. Because IPAs sometimes are like
disgusting.
My
I know.
problem with IPAs is I have 3 of them, and I'm like, and now I don't want to eat for the rest of the day. I'm
Correct.
so full. I'm so full of hops. So much flavor. This is good. This is delicious.
finished it. It's
I'm so proud of you.
I know. She finished hers before Bob or I finished it, and we both enjoy an IPA.
No,
Well,
see,
that's
I'm not
because we're enjoying it.
Oh, I want to get this out of my fucking magic glass.
Though. Here, go. Glug, glug, glug.
It's 6.9% alcohol by volume. Has an IBU of 71. But you know the really
71 is good.
Yeah. So, but what I thought was really funny is when I went to the Stone website last night to kind of get some information about the beer. It is not sold in West Virginia.
Oh, that's fine.
So fuck you if you
That's
wanted
fine.
to be
The
like,
pun
hey,
works.
let's go.
Yeah.
The pun works.
Well,
but
and
not.
I feel like if we live in Southern California, if you live in Southern California, Stone is a brewery that you know well. They
You
have
do.
massive distribution
they're in
along the
every
West Coast.
state but 3.
And they're a great brewery.
Yeah.
They're a good local brewery to Southern California. They make really good beer.
Yeah.
They make a solid double. They make a good triple. Like they're good.
They wreck your palate.
I don't mind that.
I'm never gonna drink another one of these again.
You got to bring a Ruination next week.
yeah.
Just to smash her face.
I wouldn't drink it. I would have like my sip and be like, okay, I'm done. And then I
There
give
is
it
a
to you.
day where I'm gonna make you drink a triple IPA, and I'm just gonna fucking destroy you. Just punch you in the face with flavor.
It's not flavor. It's just a punch in the face. At this
Delicious with a pine tree. I'm gonna punch you in the face with a pine tree.
I'm just gonna shove that pine
So
tree
good.
right
Just
up your
shove it.
ass and be like,
Shove
you're
it.
gonna like it.
That's not how I taste things, but cool, you do you.
So, kids, that was like Shawnee Amusement Park. Yay!
That was good. When I was looking into amusement parks, I was just like, oh, this one's real good because it's a multi-layered haunting, which I feel like is perfect. It's got the like a bunch of people died there, and you can tell specific stories from those people who died there, and it also works its way back to, and it's just fucking cursed land, you know?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I could share that with you guys.
Thank you. Good story, good beer.
Thank you.
Melly off to a solid start. It's off to a solid start for.
I feel like I could have done better, but
No, it was good. I liked it.
Vanessa, are you feeling confident in
How
your
good are you
selections?
feeling right now?
I feel. I told them before we started recording. I like my story. I don't love my story.
Uh-oh.
And I have reasons why,
Okay.
of which I will explain to you. Please. While you enjoy my delicious, very dark beer.
now
And
I like a Belgian. This
Yes,
one
so
is
this
like
is it's a-
Melly's happy now, but
It's a-
my palate is destroyed by this
have
shithole
some,
that I just
have some
drank.
sippy waters.
I was going to say, we probably should have reversed the storytelling this
know.
week. You're not going to be able to taste anything.
Well, also, I bought this beer off of a recommendation because it fit very well with the story. It is 10%. So if I sip on this beer after the IPA while telling my story, who knows where I'm going with this? Like, I just, no promises that
I
it's
think
going to
we're all
end in a like
excited.
cohesive.
This is gonna be the best episode ever.
Exactly. Like I apparently I just like to get drunk with a microphone in front of my face because I bring vodka gummy bears and fucking 10% beer that we drink at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. Oh, you guys, best day ever.
Okay, so my amusement park is Thorpe Park, which is in Lincolnshire, England.
Ooh, Lincoln. We both have Lincolns in our
do.
story.
Apparently, it's by Surrey. So, hey, geography people, that's where Lincolnshire is. I don't understand geography.
Surrey. It's in England.
I
Sorry,
did write-
isn't that where Harry Potter lived?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
let's just say that.
Harry Potter.
We
So,
made it true.
There you go.
He lives
Yeah.
on 7 Privet Drive or whatever his address was.
Yeah.
Gryffindor.
So this park was built, it's a newer park. It was originally built in 1979. It was a gravel pit that they flooded.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Gravel pit?
Yeah, so
This is a great spot for an amusement park.
So it
You
wasn't
British people are weird.
It was an amusement park in like the 1920s, and then a gravel company bought it, filled it with gravel,
Like
because
you
that's
do.
what you do if you're a
That's
gravel
what
company. And then flooded it, and so it became a sort of the middle part of it became a sort of man-made island. So they say like it's the most entertaining island on earth because it is an amusement park that is on an island.
Isn't
it's
that
its own
Pleasure
island.
Pinocchio.
It also is, I think it's weird. We don't really have these in California. So it's an amusement park and a water park.
Oh.
So some of their rides are like crazy roller coaster rides. It's much more like a Six Flags than a Disneyland.
Gotcha.
It's much more like a teenagers are going to take ecstasy and go on these crazy fucking rides that just blow your face off, then like let me tell you a delightful story and throw in some drops. So it's half that and half like water slides. Which I don't understand because I feel like you're just swimming around in other people's urine and then having to wear bathing suits all day, which
and then the chafing when you
does
then you're
not sound pleasant to me. I feel like as a lady, I like when I'm done swimming, I like to take that bathing suit off because
There's just a bunch of pasty British people wearing mandals and bathing suits.
Yeah, just slopping around all murky,
over.
got the swamp ass. I just feel like it.
How can you tell the difference between the British people and the ghosts?
That is an excellent question.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
you know what? Maybe this actually isn't haunted.
That's the joke. It's not actually haunted.
Yeah. No, here's why. Because the ghosts are very old. That's where we're going to get into.
Oh,
they're
here
not
we go.
modern ghosts. So it's,
Are they
it's
cosplaying
like
ghosts,
half
maybe?
amusement park, half water park, which they don't really talk about on the website is like this is a special thing. So maybe that's a thing that exists outside of California. In California, we have amusement parks and we have water parks, and they are separate. And you do not wear a bathing suit to Disneyland because that would be fucking stupid.
No, there are water slides at like Six Flags and stuff like that, but.
There's like I think about Knott's Berry Farm and like, but they're separate. It's a separate.
Yeah, I was
park.
gonna say Hurricane Harbor is a separate park.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Six
Or like
Flags.
Knott's Soak City is it's a separate admission
thing. Yeah,
these are. that was real strong.
was
I'm
so good.
So sorry. These are like it's literally like within a land of the amusement park. There will be a roller coaster and a super soaker kind of a ride. So. Maybe that's
Britain.
Maybe that's a thing that exists in Europe. Maybe that's a thing that maybe it exists in West Virginia. I don't know. It doesn't really exist in California. So I thought that was interesting. They're like I said, they're very much like more into the roller coasters of it. Like they do have some family. They have an Angry Birds Land, which has some like more family themed attractions. But they're really the like I'm gonna melt your face off. I'm gonna make you fly out 1,000 miles an hour. I'm gonna make you drop 1,000 feet. Like they're the like big thrill coasters. Okay. They also they opened in 79, so like in the 80s pretty much is when it became popular. And they have kind of since their inception sort of leaned into the spooky aspect. So they're very open to it. Like they don't shy away from it in a way that like Disneyland does not talk about the fact that it's fucking haunted, even though it is,
and that people have died there.
Yeah,
it's like,
this park definitely like leans into the spooky. So the whole theme of it is like this island of adventure. So they're like their version of a main street is called Amity Beach, and it looks like a
struggled with
Amity Beach.
Drink some more beer.
I will. And it's like it looks like a boardwalk that's been hit by a tidal wave. So it's like the buildings are decrepit. There's like giant fish hanging out of the windows because like a tidal wave has come through.
Everyone's dead.
Like the hotel that they have on the property is like shark themed. Like they definitely lean into like spooky, scary. This is a thing. They have a ride called the Swarm, which is you are fighting your way through an alien invasion apocalypse.
What the fuck?
Oh, I thought it was like you're eaten to death by a bunch of piranhas or something.
I was thinking bees.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a swarm of aliens.
Up on the ride, we'll attack you with bees as you walk through.
You're Michael Caine.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Why do we get attacked by bees, Mr. Bruce?
No, they're alien bees. They're alien apocalypse bees. They have it, which made it very difficult to research this park because in like July of 2016, they opened a ride called Darren Brown's Ghost Train, which Darren Brown, from what I can find, is like there, and it's Darren Derren, like a stupid British way to spell things. Sorry, British people.
No, fuck you, British people.
Yeah, fuck you. Spell your names right. God. I think he's like their Chris Angel kind of a thing.
Oh, okay.
So this is his.
Does he have the same hair? God, I hope so.
No, he looks like a British dude. He's like
Big
super
buck
British
teeth and like fucking pale.
Exactly,
Good.
like the fucking moppy haircut. He's not
Darren Brown's Ghost Train.
Ghost Train, and it is one of those. It's like a 3D. But it's a 4D, so it's like the virtual reality, and yeah, exactly. So, and it's apparently like the scariest ride ever. And people love it. But so it just launched. So if you start to search Thorpe Park Ghost, Thorpe Park Haunted, a bunch of shit about this new ride comes up because it's called Ghost Train. And it is a like haunted ride. And it's their newest, biggest attraction. So they obviously lean into that. They do like a Halloween themed Fright Night. They for the past couple years they have a tie-in with Lionsgate, which is super cool. So they're legitimate Fright Nights, because like the Fright Night movie My Bloody Valentine, which we've talked about that movie on this podcast before, solid drunk time horror movie. That's also like Cabin in the Woods, Blair Witch. It's also the Saw franchise. So your torture porn, horror film, that's sort of what they're leaning into. So they definitely embrace the scary within this park. So they've had 2 main stories of hauntings that I'm just going to focus in on for this. And the first one is they have a ride that is themed Saw the movie.
Okay.
So this is during Fright Night, they open up a sort of scare maze right next to it that is also Saw themed, but this is a ride that exists there all the time. It's a big, scary roller coaster. Like it has 100-degree drop. It's the steepest roller coaster in the world.
Hell
Cute.
yeah.
At the time of my research, that's what the Wikipedia page said. It's still to this day the steepest roller coaster in the world.
Jesus Christ.
The ride features scenes from the original Saw movie. So
can you be like diving into like a big giant like chainsaw?
Yeah, so basically like you're diving in, there's like blades trying to come at you, and like
That's fucking
yeah,
rude.
so it's a horror themed roller coaster, which is one
That's
of the
actually trying to murder you.
Yeah.
yes.
Jesus.
Yes. I mean, I would think not, because that doesn't do good for repeat business if they murder their patrons.
You check in,
just
but
get
you
a bunch
never
of
check out.
Yeah.
Depressed
Exactly.
people. Be like, hey, no, come, we'll kill you.
Yeah. So, and apparently, like it's a roller coaster, so it's a crazy like drops, twists, all that shit that they do on roller coasters. And at some points, you're going through these blades that look like they're chopping people in half, and then they spray water on you as if you're like being sprayed with blood. Like the cue for the ride is like you have to walk through all these like torture implement devices that some of them they're based on what's actually in the Saw movie, the franchise, not just the first movie.
Fucked up.
Because they have the Lionsgate tie-in, so they're like leaning really heavily into it. So it's a horror themed ride. So it opened in March of 2009. So obviously the like big push for this ride was October of 2009, which is when they were doing their like Fright Night.
Spooky,
yeah, we're open at nighttime and there's fucking ghosts. The story goes that in October of 2009, 6 employees stayed after close. So this is after the Fright Night. So this is like, I'm sure the park closed at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm sure this is like 2, 3 o'clock. And this is the witching hour.
Oh, the witching hour.
Mm-hmm. So they stayed into the night and they brought a Ouija board and they attempted to contact spirits.
Oh, no.
With the Ouija board.
What could go wrong?
Right? Nothing. Right? This is the start of a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
So
Hugh Grant.
yeah. So apparently
Sandra Bullock.
since that time, and there's no interviews with these 6 employees. There's no like
We
these
don't
are the
know who
names
they
of these 6
are.
employees, whatever. But apparently after this event, the ride experienced some sort of interesting complications.
Oh, God.
Like there are weird temperature drops inside the building. The ride also, the lights and the special effects of the ride, so the like giant moving like blades of death that spray bloody water on you, will turn themselves on even when the entire ride is powered down. They will like light up and turn themselves on in the middle of the night.
Ghosts that just want to kill you.
Yes. And people waiting in this line say like they experience a general feeling of like uneasiness or like there's a heaviness in the air.
And this was after the Ouija
Yes,
board.
this was after the Ouija board. So the ride, so patrons complained about all of these things. The workers were complaining that like the ride just fucking turns itself on sometimes.
Wait, question. Did the Ouija board thing happen the first night it was turned on, or was
No,
it?
so they did it-
So like
Yes.
there was a period of time
Where
there was
it
a
was
control group.
Yes.
Where they went, it wasn't doing weird shit, and then Ouija board.
Yeah.
Then weird shit.
Yes, exactly. So it opened in
Ugh.
March. It had some troubles its first week. It like shut down a couple times. That's to be expected. It's a brand new
Yeah, shit
ride. It's got a
happens.
lot of. They were working the kinks out. So it opened in March. This is October. So
Right,
this is a
right,
solid
right.
like 6 months later.
Okay.
That they started experiencing all of these things, and they shut down the ride for like a week, tried to debug it, like could not figure out any mechanical reason for like where there are suddenly cold pockets within the ride and within the queue.
No
Or, like,
frayed wires to
no,
cause
nothing.
things to be turning
They
on
couldn't
and off.
explain it.
I can explain it.
So then they, as the park owners, called in a priest to do an investigation.
I like how that is where they go. They go, okay, well, let's see. Maybe they're just like, fuck it. These people are crazy. Like,
So they went, we don't have a mechanical explanation for all of these things happening.
Clearly,
We have this story that these 6 employees used a Ouija board here. Obviously now it's haunted. They apparently didn't move the planchette to goodbye, and something like snuck along and lives within the ride now.
There's one rule with these damn Ouija boards.
Always say goodbye. Always. God, if you take anything away from this podcast, it's 1, don't do chores.
No.
And 2, always say goodbye
Always
with a
say
Ouija
goodbye.
board.
with a Ouija board.
So they brought in a priest, and there's all these first-hand stories of like, I went to Thorpe Park to go on a lovely holiday with my family, and there's some weird priest walking around chanting and just like spraying holy water on the ride. Like I would leave. So
I'm sorry, I'd go,
I 100% would be like, hello, priest. Tell me everything about what you're doing. I would like to hear the story.
Which ride are you focusing on?
Will you go on the ride with me? That sounds super fun.
He's like, I'm from Manchester. They just pay me $20. This is a costume.
Exactly. He's like, I'm an out-of-work actor from the West End. I rented this at Costumes R Us. I'm just walking. This is just tap water. This is just British tap water. So they brought in this priest to do an investigation, and in interviews that the priest had with the press, this is like in the Daily Mail, this is in the Mirror, like this is in legitimate British publications running stories.
Great marketing, though.
Yes.
No, this is great.
And he was just like, yes, I was called in to investigate and perform an exorcism if necessary.
Oh.
Yes.
Necessary?
Yes.
Necessary.
Necessary. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the story of the Saw ride, which was haunted. Here's my like sort of problem with this story. It does feel very much like PR. It was very quickly after the ride was opened.
Yep.
They said that
West End
they
actors.
have this story of the 6 employees who were then suspended for the time that for doing this on the ride because they were there after
What'd you get
open.
suspended for? Was fucking with the Ouija board.
I haunted the Soul ride. I brought ghosts to the amusement park.
I thought it would be
They
fun.
were amusing. I thought they'd enjoy it.
They'd enjoy it.
It was an amusement park. I tried to bring more amusement to the guests.
I thought maybe the ghosts would enjoy the water slide.
I saw
a little
ghosts.
bathing suit
plan-
wedgie for the
my
ghosts. I
plan
thought they'd like that.
But
A ghost the size of a tangerine.
Sorry.
we pick ourselves back up.
But so there's no follow up. There's all this press in October of 2009. All these articles you can read. There's like news stories are all over YouTube. There's no sort of like. Then the priest comes back out and they're like, it was haunted. I cleansed it. You're good now. There's none of that. Oh. There's no like, I was one of the 6 employees who was I put on suspension. Yeah. There's sort of no follow up to it, which I feel like if they were legitimately worried about a haunting, they would have been like, no, it's cool, guys. We're good now. Yeah. Like we burned some sage. We sprinkled some holy water on it, and we are ghost free since November of 2009.
Please come and keep visiting.
Exactly. But they don't, which makes me a little bit question that story. It does feel a bit like a PR
bullshitty,
move.
yeah.
Right. It feels a bit like a PR move. However, the next story feels less like a PR move to me because originally they tried to cover it up.
Oh, that means it's
there we
totally
go.
real.
Yes, whereas with the Saw ride, they were just like, it's haunted. And they immediately jumped to that. They brought in a priest. They did press conferences.
Oh,
whereas this one, all of this happened in November of 2010. And the story didn't break until like February of March of the next year. Oh. And then there are no like official statements from the park about it. So
that means that shit's super haunted.
Yeah, so I think the park was trying to cover up what happened in a way that they weren't with the other one. So what happened in November of 2010 is the park decided to build a new ride. It's like a water ride. It's like a big, like you know, like 10 people in an inner tube sort of a thing. We drop you 65 feet and you go around in a big, like you
toilet bowl.
Swoosh. Yeah, exactly. You like swooshy. And then you fall down and yay, we're wet and fun. And now we have to walk around covered in other people's urine all day. I, again, don't understand why people do this.
Chafing, man.
So they started building this ride in November of 2010. Very early on into construction, a bunch of the construction workers were like, it feels weird. I get the constant feeling that like someone is watching me, that like someone's looking over my shoulder. I turn around, there's nothing there. And they're like working during it's like, it's bright, it's sunny, it's in the middle of the amusement park. So they're surrounded by thousands of people.
It's not like you're in a creepy cave.
Yeah, exactly. So they felt really creepy, and then they started working more night hours because they were trying to like get this ride done. They're trying to do it in 6 months.
Bad idea.
Yeah. So, and what happened is they started, and there is security camera footage, which is, it's not the strongest I've seen, but it's pretty solid.
I want to watch
And
this
what
now.
it is it's a ghostly figure of a monk with no head.
Yes.
It is
And you've seen it.
ghost of a headless monk.
That's
Yes.
What's he doing?
He's just walking around.
But he's got no head. How
He's
can he
just
see where
walking
he's
around.
going?
So it just
Does
is
he have
like,
eyeballs in his titties?
yes, exactly. He's got titty balls.
This is me a beer and a half in.
So the workers were complaining, and then they started to like, they were looking back at the security camera footage, and they're like, yeah, that's a weird apparition-y thing. So
That's not normal.
So they this time they don't bring in some like PR priest. They bring in like the UK's like premier paranormal investigation team. I
like that the UK has one.
They jump very quickly to ghosts. Like they are
Right.
super open to the fact that like maybe this shit's haunted. We don't know.
Right.
Whereas I feel like other parks would just be like, nah, it's a glitch and
Keep
it's
digging,
orbs. You know.
asshole.
Exactly. So they bring in a paranormal team to investigate. That's where we got a lot of the photos of the monk that exist online. And you Google, you see them. You Google Thorpe Park Ghost Walk.
gonna
You
do
see
it.
the images.
Keep going.
They're like I said, they're not the strongest I have seen. It is definitely a situation where they have to like on the photo circle like, here's the monk.
Oh, yeah.
But once you are called to it, you're just like, yeah, that kind of, I don't know what else that could be. They're now both just Googling on their phones, which
I'm
is
listening.
creepy.
I am listening.
So they bring in this paranormal team to investigate. They take these photos in their investigations. They again bring in a Ouija board. They get a really strong response to it.
The Ouija board is
They're-
like, no, this is it. This
I
is
think
solid evidence.
I think EVPs. I think Ouija boards are like a big thing in Britain. So they bring in EVPs. They get a lot of feedback. They're like, there's a lot of activity here, and it feels like an old. Like there's something that is here, that is in this space
Makes
that
sense.
we have come into. So this paranormal team says, my guess is you've disturbed some sort of burial ground, that you've woken something up that was sleeping, that was just happily buried thousands
Dead.
of feet beneath the
Happy
earth.
and dead.
And then you started digging these giant posts to support a giant fucking ride, and you've disturbed them. So they were like, okay, so then the park calls
But
in.
there's no record of something having been there.
Okay, so then the park calls in a
Quit jumping the
forensic
gun.
geophysicist, a legitimate scientist, to map out the area where the ride was being built, to sort of like use sonar and see what's underground.
Oh, yes.
And he says there's definitely shit down there. It's
dinosaur shit.
There's
Don't worry
ju-
about
yeah,
it.
it's fine.
We see this all the time.
I
just-
want to find a
it's
ghost of
just-
a T-Rex.
A British T-Rex. I'm a T-Rex.
I'm a
Hello.
T-Rex.
Cup of tea. I'm a T-Rex.
Would you like some
I have trouble getting the cup to me mouth.
Got tiny little T-Rex arms. I can't reach for a lump of sugar. But so they were like, there's definitely something down there. It could be the foundation of an old building. There's something stone down there. It could also be stone coffins, which then when Thorpe Park started like digging into the history of this location, in the past, before they bought the property, they pulled the previous owners had pulled stone coffins out of the ground around this location before.
Stone coffin.
Yes, old
Damn.
school stone coffins.
Fuck yeah.
Because
I like they just pull them out. They're like, fuck it.
yes. So and this is
What are we gonna do with these?
this is 15 to 20 meters deep within the earth. So this is real deep. This is because they were digging.
That's
for
old shit.
Yes,
then.
this ancient is what they said.
Jesus.
So they did a little more digging, and they found out that it was an area that was back in the very early days, like. It was
In olden times.
Olden times,
It
it's
was
fine.
called the Monk's Walk because it was a path that led from Chestershire Abbey to Thorpe Church. So it was a walk that like monks used to take, and it was holy land that connected the two holy sites. I feel like it's like horny monks walking over to the abbey to talk to the horny nuns. That's
right,
what I
like,
picture.
"Hey, ladies."
Both
I immediately thought of the Oregon Trail, and all of the
Dysentery?
stone coffins are like
God.
You have died of dysentery.
Friar Westager has died of dysentery.
Yeah, exactly. And what's great is the Abbey and Thorpe Church, they are not sure when they were both built, but the Monk's Walk was built and has been there since 666 AD.
Dude!
Right? It's real good. So they were
Awesome.
So they were like, both the Abbey and the church are now in ruins. Like
They're theme parks now.
Exactly. I mean, this was thousands of years
666,
ago.
man.
Yeah, exactly.
dude.
It was a long time ago.
Bob, do you have the heretic anthem stuck in your head?
If you're 555,
I'm 666.
what's it like to be a heretic?
Slipknot, everybody. Okay. You're not in our lives, man. Like, you need to be in our heads more often.
For being a ghost in our
I
house,
am-
you're doing a shitty job of listening to our records.
I don't listen to a lot of death metal.
Okay, Slipknot's not. I feel like they're...
Okay. I'm gonna
You
move
would- you would
right
hate
on
it.
from
Moving
Slipknot.
on.
Just
Next.
gonna put that in my rear view. So they had all this trouble. They can't prove that they're coffins, but there's a historical proof that there have been coffins pulled from this location before.
Okay.
It was also Holy Land between these two holy sites.
Stop fucking around with the land.
Been around since fucking 666. So the Thorpe Park was building on this space for less than a month, and then they said, nope, we're just gonna move
JK.
the location of this ride. So they stopped construction.
I don't want to deal
They
with this
stopped
shit.
construction. They moved the ride to another part of the park. They had to rework how the ride worked because it was in a different size space. They also had to they had to
Jesus.
move other rides lines to make room for this ride's line. Like they had to do a lot of finagling to sort of
Just
put
because
it
they
into a
don't want to
space.
deal with
They called the
ghosties.
Ghostbusters. Dr.
Yes.
Venkman said, we can't fucking do
We're
shit
not
about
doing
this.
this.
They
Move
said-
the goddamn ride.
They said, look, this is the space we wanted to build it. So much nope. Like I'm
No.
walking away from this.
We're done. We are
So they
done.
redid the whole thing, and then it didn't come out until the ride launched. So the ride launched in like March or whatever of 2011. And then this, like, the paranormal team started talking about, like, we were called into Thorpe Park to look for ghosts. And they released all of their, like, ghostly pictures and stuff. And so
ghostly
then it became a
findings.
story. But Thorpe Park hasn't really officially ever talked about it. And they did move the
They
ride.
did move the
Yeah.
ride. I mean,
Which
that...
I feel like says a lot. Like, they
There
knew
was some shit.
they's digging up some old dead headless monks.
They're like, maybe we should leave the dead priests alone.
Yeah, exactly. So since that time, they don't have any more trouble.
Wow.
Yeah, where the ride is now, they don't see the headless monk anymore.
Great.
So I feel like they woke him up for a little bit. He took a little walk around.
He's like, I
He
don't
was
like this ride.
He
He's
was
like,
like, dude, fucking
not a fan.
amusement park people in like pasty British people in bathing suits
Yo-
does not fit with my
monk.
my 666 sensibilities as a monk. So I'm just gonna peace out and go back to sleep. So he just left again.
Night, night.
It was very nice of him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's not nice. I feel like he was just like, you are a shit show. I'm peacing out of
I'm
this.
so glad I'm dead, you guys.
He lit out. He just
lit
lit right out. Yeah, so they say that he's not there anymore. So that is the story of the headless monk ghost of Thorpe
Yeah.
Park. So my beer this week is
so fucking strong, you
it's
guys.
10% beer.
My
I
God.
can't tell you much about it because it is a Belgian beer.
Yep.
It is the label is written in Belgish.
Yes.
I
I'm
cannot
glad
tell you
she
much about
brought
it.
that back.
It's an ale. It's called Saint Bernardus.
Yes.
It has a picture of a happy little monk on
He's
the
so
label.
happy.
I'm a big St. Bernardus fan. I'm
got
almost a big St. Westmall fan. This
Anything
is
Saint.
really good.
Yeah.
This is great
So
beer.
they had at the Bevmo, they had a 6, an 8, and a 12. I bought the 12 because I assume it's the best one, right?
wanted
Yeah.
to get us so
I
drunk.
assume the other ones were not 10% alcohol. I assume I just picked the most drunky one.
Yeah, you
which is
did.
the best
That's
one, let's be
fine.
honest. That's
Yeah.
how we decide things.
This is really fucking good.
So it's a product of Belgium. It is an ale. It's an abbey, so it's brewed by monks in an actual abbey in Belgium,
Yep.
which is in Europe,
Yep.
which
An
is
actual
where this
Trappist
is.
ale. You
Yes.
cannot call it that unless
Unless
it is
a
brewed by
Trappist
real
monk.
monks.
Yes,
Yep.
and when I was pouring this, I was giggling, and they were like, "Why are you giggling?" And here's why I was giggling: because as I was pouring it out of, they come in individual like 12-ounce bottles. It is so heady. Like half of the glass became head, and I was like, "My headless monk story is a beer with a lot of head on it." And I thought it gives me the giggles.
It's
And
a
they were like, "Why are you
giggly.
giggling?" And I was like, "Oh, stay tuned.
I will fucking
I
tell
will
you.
tell you."
That's really funny.
Yeah, I haven't sipped it yet, so I'm gonna sip it now.
Have a
Please
sip.
do. It's
you haven't had
delicious.
any. Oh,
It smells real good.
so
have
good.
a taste. Even after the palate wrecker, it's good.
It's good.
Oh yeah,
It's delicious.
that's a good solid brown ale.
Yeah. Like
Mm-hmm.
you
good-
drink one of those and you're good.
Yes. Well, it's 10%.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It comes in individual bottles. It's a little pricey. I guess not for the level of drunk it could get you.
Yeah.
But so each 12-ounce bottle is like $7-8.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is my monk beer
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
for the story of
so
my
good.
monk ghost.
So good.
From my amusement park who tried to, I think, lie about having ghosts.
What a bunch of
for
assholes.
PR. And then when they got real ghosts, and we're like, oh, we're so sorry, universe. We don't take PR from this. Please go away, headless monk ghost man.
We'll move our ride, I promise.
Yeah, we will move the ride. So that is the story of Thorpe Park.
Yay!
You've both
England.
made this very difficult on me this week,
Yeah.
by the way.
We both came in with real strong beers. I will say
we
this.
did.
This is a delicious beer.
Because, number one,
I prefer
It
Vanessa's
smells
more than
so
my
good.
beer.
I love a good IPA.
Yeah, you do.
2,
Yeah.
I love a good Belgian. 1,
Bernardus.
So now in the
Look
Melissa
how
corner.
happy this monk is. I'm just going to petition for
Oh,
my
yeah.
win right now.
Hang on.
He's a happy little drunk monk.
Yeah. So as we all know, I love a good racist joke. And your Indian pale ale,
American
you,
Indian
you,
pale ale.
American Indian
Yeah.
pale ale, you terrible person.
I am horrible, but
Dead-
I fucking
dead children-
cackled when I thought of the idea.
Yes.
though.
Dead
I
children, I'm
cackled.
all about it.
Yes.
But then I've got a really
Really excellent beer.
delicious beer here.
Yeah, this is a good beer.
And then I've got 666 Headless Dead Monks.
Right? How you like 666 AD, and this is coming from news out. This is like the like Daily Mail is saying this is when this monk's walk was established.
And I do
read a
love the
story.
happy
He's
monk
such a
on the
happy
bottle.
monk.
You
But
did-
mine's got a demon on it.
He's a happy monk. He's wearing a jaunty necklace.
Mine's
and
got
he's
a fucking
holding
gargoyle.
He's holding a chalice
Gargoyle.
of beer.
Yeah, see that
Look
is the
how
one.
happy he is about his chalice of beer.
Points off for Vanessa though. She gave it
He's-
to me in the wrong glass.
Oh,
Oh,
as much as I joke, I don't actually live here. I just grabbed glasses out of your cupboard.
But wait, look. It's the iconic West Coast style. And look, he's a demon.
Yeah, it does. The stone
did
logo
get-
is a demon head.
And he's a stone. It was in Rock, West Virginia.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of racist joke, but I didn't mean it to be, but I laughed because I thought it was funny. Pick me!
Mine's a headless monk.
I'm enjoying the petitioning
Headless
for the
monk.
victory right now.
Look, my
Dead
beer.
children.
Look, her beer's solid. My beer, but you can buy it at the Ralph's. My beer is like a specialty beer and is super drunky beer.
My story involves both an Indian burial ground and the massacre of 3 children.
It's true.
Plus
Dead
ro-
children do tend to win this podcast. I'm
But
not
that's
gonna
all
lie.
this. Here's the thing: I should be the winner of every episode then, because every one of my
Well,
stories.
I will say the last story I had about a monk ghost from the Okigahara did win me that episode. Was my racist monk.
Yeah.
Remember?
And as
Bill,
you know,
the racist monk. ghost.
I keep the victory criteria incredibly mysterious.
Oh,
yes. for sure.
Oh, yes.
I don't tell you.
It's very
anything.
scientific.
Yeah, it's super
He
scientific.
has formulas. He's written them all out.
He's
There's
like
I'm just
doing
doing
the
the
math in his
I'm doing
head.
the
there's a
math
bar
right now.
graph of something.
I think I'm going to have to give this one to Vanessa.
Yes! Victory is mine!
Here's the problem. This St. Bernardus is bananas
This is
good.
really
It's
good beer.
bananas
Your
good.
beer won this one.
It is
Yeah.
such a...
But
and
I
it-
also like the stone coffins buried so many feet below the
Yes.
surface. Like that speaks to some sort of
15 meters
ancient
because
evil.
they're weird and British, so it's
Yeah.
a meters.
Yeah, I was-
Ancient evil below the surface.
Yes.
666.
Not evil. They're
Headless
priests.
monks.
They're monks.
They're monks that were walking to get their jollies off at the Abbey where
Yeah.
all the
know
ladies
that?
are.
Okay, that is conjecture.
No, that's 100% fact. There's 100%. There's Indian hand jobs.
Indian hand
and
jobs
horny monks.
are monks with boners.
Facts. Facts that I present to you.
The internet.
Yes.
Monks with rock hard boners
Yes.
poking out of their tunics.
And scared white teenage girls trying to give handies to Indians who are chopping them into pieces.
Understand that this was a game of inches this week, and there's nothing for you to feel bad about.
You made me drink a terrible beer because I wanted to win so bad.
It was a good beer.
dry.
It is
This
a
is a
good
good beer too. This is
not.
a.
I like your beer way
This
better
is
than
the
my beer.
kind of beer that you could like stand a spoon up in though. Like this is a sippy beer.
Oh God!
You-
like
yeah, this is a
probably
meal.
should-
You could
yeah.
chew this.
Yeah.
But it's a really good brown.
It's delicious.
I was told like take it out of the fridge like 10 minutes before you drink it, so it's not icy cold, so that it can hit all the layers of your palate.
It's very
Yeah.
good.
Because good beer should not be drunk
No.
ice cold.
Ice
like
cold.
Yep.
like Miller High Life, you drink that shit ice cold because it tastes like peanuts and cigarettes.
Yep.
However,
And
this beer,
desperation.
you let it get a little bit warm, and it
actually, when I
opens
had
up the flavor.
when I had the Stone, it was a little warmer, and it's super duper good.
So then why didn't I
Slightly
win?
warmer.
Jesus Christ!
Headless
Alright.
Monk,
I already told you why.
horny headless monk.
Yeah.
666. Fuck you.
Yeah.
666 Stone Coffin Monk Boner.
Yes.
You can't
And-
compete.
And I came in with the like, look, there's 2 hauntings. I'm going to debunk one right now on this podcast.
Fine.
And the other one, obviously true.
See, now
Very
I'm
fine.
starting to think it was a psychological trick, and I've chosen correctly.
No,
No,
you
you're
definitely
fine.
chose correctly. You are so smart, and you're so pretty, and I win again.
Get out of it. I'm just kidding. Well, thanks everybody. That was fun.
Yeah, this was good. This was good. We will figure out a theme for next week.
Yeah, we'll confer.
Yeah, exactly. And we will come back at you with 2 more ghost stories and 2 more beer reviews. Hopefully good beers. This was an episode of good beers, which
Yeah.
is good because we had a couple episodes of
Shitty beer.
Of stank beer.
Yeah, I mean
That Angry Orchard gave me a tummy ache.
yeah, I mean last week it was like shitty
Cider
bubbly soda water
and champagne of beers.
and the champagne of beers. Last week was rough.
so many
goings.
burpees though.
Yeah, I will say, insider tip after our podcast, we watched the second half of the Teams Play Sports event and ordered pizza because
Yeah.
we were just like, oh, if we're going to finish drinking this shitty beer, we're just
Yeah.
going to lean into it.
We're
going
gonna-
to put a call into Domino's.
Hey Domino's, bring me a
gonna
pizza.
watch the football boys play some sports.
Football boys play sports. All right, well, thank you, everybody. Please follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, we have an Instagram now. It's Booze and Brews.
Yep.
We also have, we started a Gmail. So if you guys have any of your own personal haunting stories and you want to send them in to us,
Please share
if
them
we
with
get some
us.
interesting ones, we will read them on the air. If
Hell
we get some
yeah.
non-interesting ones, we will laugh and judge you off microphone.
Offline, as
so
they
if
say
you
in business speak.
Yeah, so if you send us one and we don't read it on air, it's because we're silently mocking you.
We're mocking you,
Yeah.
but we love you and thank you for listening.
Um,
Also follow us on Facebook.
Oh, wait,
We're at
the
Booze
G-
and Brews on Facebook
the
as well.
Gmail is boozeandbrews.com. And
No,
it's
Booze and Brews podcast.
Booze and Brews podcast
At Gmail.
gmail.com. So that's booze and the word
Booze as
and.
in scary booze.
No ampersand.
Don't
For the
ampersand
word
that shit.
and, we're all about the literal
I'm
verbiage.
all about English, you guys.
Yeah.
Not symbols.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, booze and brews, no apostrophes. Booze like, oh, I'm a scary goat.
Scary goat
And
booze.
brews like, I'm a delicious beer.
Podcast at gmail.com.
Podcast at gmail.com.
All right, well, thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will talk to you all next week.
Yeah. Bye. Bye-bye.